That's pretty stupid. That's pretty dumb.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, perfect.
I'm not gonna lie, that has to be probably like my life.
Once again, that is not what I said.
What would you say?
Holy shit. Finally back to engage in a discussion, Frank? Or
What if
I was just gonna fucking ignore the question.
What are the 304?
So the W word, the WHORE.
WHORE.
So Frank, we would agree that just because something's potentially one way, that doesn't imply that it's actually that way, right?
On the basis of the words, yes, we can agree on that. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't have it's not going to become. Just like a caterpillar will one day become a butterfly, it does not change that it's a butterfly.
Yeah,
That it's not a butterfly currently.
Yeah, fetuses are not sentient, but they will be.
Which makes them human.
Yeah, they're not human because of that, but they are human. Yeah, that's true.
They are because they're human, and humans gain sentience. Therefore, they are human. They are sentient in my potential to become sentient.
I'm gonna do you the service of not repeating that back to you, but I will say that you said that the reason it's wrong to get an abortion is because you're taking something's innocence, but under your own.
No, I said life. As far as that goes, I said you're taking someone's life.
And I asked you why that was wrong, and you said it's because of their innocence.
Because the child didn't get to choose. In this particular sentence example that you're using, the baby in the womb is just as the mother. It did not choose. It was not, the baby didn't get a choice, and taking that life, it does not, two wrongs do not make a right.
Well, hold on.
Taking a life is taking a life. The baby didn't choose.
But the wrongness of taking the life, you said, was because it's taking its innocence, but it doesn't have innocence.
No, I said the baby is innocent.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't have innocence.
It is innocent.
We just established that non-sentient things can't be innocent.
The baby is innocent. The baby did not make a choice to be born. The baby did not make the choice to swim into the egg. That was a natural process of the sperm. While it sucks, and I hate that it happened, I'm not going to then say, well, you were raped, so the answer to that is to murder somebody.
Frank said that something is innocent because it's sentient, but we just established that fetuses are not sentient.
But we also established that they are the potential for sentience, which makes them sentient in my eyes.
Well, then your eyes need to reorient themselves towards the argument we just gave, because the argument...
No, they don't, because human life is a human life.
I grant that.
Whether
it's not innocent,
whether it's sentience or not, even if we don't use the sentient argument, regardless, it's still a human life. Therefore, it does not deserve to be unalived by somebody else's decision.
What's the argument?
I just said it's the baby did
the
not
argument
get to
for the
choose.
new claim. No, the new claim. What? So you said
It's not a new claim. I am saying for you to support of your argument, it's not a new claim. I am saying by your argument standards, let's go with what you're saying. I will give you that. Let's go off of
you're saying something new.
For the sake of argument. We will go with your claims.
What's my claim?
That it's not sentient.
Yeah, it's not sentient. Okay, so assuming that it's not sentient,
but it's still a human life.
Okay, and you think that in virtue of being human life, it's wrong to kill?
Yes.
What's the argument for that?
It's a human life. Taking a life is not correct.
What's the argument for? Well, I might agree in some cases it's not.
What do you mean? What is my argument? That is my argument. Taking a human life is wrong at any stage. Taking a human life is wrong.
Is it really?
Are you going to try to use the death penalty argument? That's not taking a life. That person, they forfeited their life.
They don't. Wait, you're not taking someone's life when you kill them. What are you talking about?
What do you, in the case of what, defense?
Yeah.
No.
You're not taking their life?
No, they are forfeiting their life. If I go into somebody's house and I put the door in and they shoot me in my chest, they did not make a decision.
You're getting lost in the rhetoric.
I made the decision.
You're getting lost in the rhetoric. Thank you for the roses.
Wait,
guys.
Frank, I'm gonna need you to not say I'm gonna need you to say not.
Unalive.
Yeah.
Biro, please give me some gifts, Biro, please. Right.
Look, Frank, when you unalive, do you think that in all cases it's wrong to unalive humans?
Did you not just see you're doing what Samantha tried to do earlier? You're not listening.
I am listening. I asked you a question and you didn't answer. So
I answered you, and I said,
"Stop! Listen to my question. Lock in. Answer my question. You think that it is wrong in all cases to unalive a human. Now answer my question.
To unalive a human?
Yes.
Yes.
Now that would be a contradiction, assuming
No, it's not, because you're
Hang
not
on,
letting
let
me
him
finish.
finish. Hang on.
a
You want-
humanity
that's
answered
what I
a yes
said
no
earlier,
question,
what
you're
I've already
fucking
stated.
mobile.
Frank, let him explain. Frank.
Yapkins, shut up. I'm gonna fucking touch you, bro. Look, Frank, if you say in all cases it's wrong to do this, there's a specific case where you say, oh yeah, it's okay to do it, that's a fiction because it's no longer true that in all cases it's wrong. So what you need to do,
What case are you talking about?
self-defense.
And again, you didn't listen to what I said, because I've already answered that. Now you lock in and listen to what I have to say.
Self-defense, not a case of
Lock
unaliving
in.
someone.
No, it is not.
You're a,
If I go to somebody, lock in, as you said, lock in and listen.
I'm locked. You are a geek, bro.
If I walk into somebody's
Frank, you're
house,
fucking geeking out right now. Calm down. Look, whenever I
serious?
kill someone, yes. Whenever I unalive someone, are they dead?
let me finish my point.
That's a yes or no. Lock in.
I'm not. No, you don't get to keep asking me
I
questions.
don't get to
without
ask you to
letting me
lock
answer.
in. You should fucking lock in. I should ask you to lock in. Now, lock the fuck in and answer my question.
I'm not going to until I answer my.
Stop being a fucking child and answer my question.
It's not being a child. I am continuously trying.
I'm not
to
being a
answer your
child.
question, and
Answer
you
my fucking
continuously
question.
refuse to let me answer.
Why are you
Because
scrambling?
you don't
right
want to hear the answer I have
Holy
to say.
shit, I'm making an omelet with this guy. Frank, answer my fucking question.
You
When
ain't
you
making
unalive
shit.
someone, are they dead?
That's not the point.
That is the fucking point. That's
No,
the
it's
fucking
not.
question. That's the question you refuse
You
to answer.
are
'cause you're a
arguing with
fucking
the
coward.
same.
Now
You
answer
are
my
arguing
question.
with the self-defense.
Oh
argument,
my
correct?
god. Where's your
In the
spine?
in the case of
And
self-defense,
answer my question. Where's your spine? Oh my god.
I am trying to answer your question. If you would shut the
It's a
hell
yes
up
or
and let
no.
me.
I'm looking
It's
for
not a yes or no.
Frank. It's either false.
No, it's not.
Really? It's something other than true or false?
Yes.
Really? Is it a fucking middle
Are
ground?
you going to let me answer the question?
You deny the laws of logic too, Frank?
If I go and kick somebody's door in,
Oh,
they
logic.
shoot
They're out
me.
the window. Logic's out the window.
if they shoot me in my
Logic's
chest
out the
and I
window.
die because of that, they did not take my life.
I didn't say take.
I'm the one that made the decision.
I didn't say take,
and
bro.
I forfeited my life. when I
Yeah, you
walked out
just
the door.
smuggled in. Yeah, you smuggled in culpability talk. I'm not talking about culpability right now. I'm talking about the fact that it's dead and the fact you caused it. Now, give me an answer to my question. In all cases, is it the case that unaliving a human is wrong? Obviously, the
No.
answer is no. No, exactly, right? So under what
Abortion
conditions?
is.
So okay, lock in. Under what conditions is it wrong?
Don't tell me to
kill a
lock in when you keep not wanting my answers. When you don't like my answers.
human? Your answers are good. I don't like them. To clarify.
No, you don't like my answers because they don't fit with your narrative.
I don't like your answers because they're bad answers. Let's get that hound under control. Now, look, I want you to just give me an answer to my question. Under what conditions is it wrong to kill? Oh, sorry, unalive a human?
Did I not specify?
You didn't specify the conditions under which it's wrong to kill humans. No.
Self-defense. Because it's not. Because in self-defense cases, you are not taking a life.
Listen
You
to what
are
I
forfeiting their life.
Just listen to what I did. I asked you for the conditions under which it's wrong to kill a human, and you gave me a case in which it's right to kill a human. Now, under what conditions is it wrong to kill a human?
Every other way.
What's the argument for that?
Murder, abortion, etc., etc.
These are just examples. I want an argument.
Those are the examples of why.
I didn't ask for an argument. I asked for an exemplification. I asked for an argument. We're arguing right now. I want an argument. I don't want a claim, an assumption, and an example. I want an argument. Now, an argument is a series of reasonings that lead to give me some reasoning. I don't want examples. What is the reason as to why it's wrong to kill a human in the case of abortion?
It's what?
Lock in. Why is it the case that
Okay,
it's
you're
wrong?
just a fucking idiot.
Oh, you threw your
This
hands
is
in
just
the
a
air.
disingenuous lie, isn't it?
Is this too high level for you or something? Like, what's going on?
Bro, you're not letting me answer a single question. Every time I give an answer you don't like, you fucking lock in, and then you get an attitude.
Somehow the proposition in question was neither true or false. So I think someone here is not being very honest.
Yeah,
You're the person who said that, by the way, Frank. Lock in.
said what?
That a proposition is neither true or false.
What proposition?
Exactly. You're fucking lost right now. Whether or not a proposition.
Because
any
you're
proposition-
jumping around so damn much, and you're not letting me answer questions.
You're not
Stay on
tracking with
topic.
what's happening. You're going tangential because you're not listening to my questions.
In the case of self-defense, it is not wrong to unalive another human being because they forfeited their life. You did not take their life. In any other,
what is
when
that?
you take a life, it is wrong.
What
When
establishes
you
the
make
entitlement
the
to
choice to
life?
take another human life, that is wrong.
What establishes?
When the person makes the choice to try to take your life
Okay,
or
Frank.
harm you in any
What
way, then it is a
establishes-
self-defense case, and they have forfeited
All
their
right,
life. It is not a
what-
taking of a life.
All right. What
Taking of a human
okay.
life is wrong.
I hear you.
Forfeiture of your own
You're
life
heard.
is not wrong.
You're heard. Okay, so what establishes the entitlement to your life?
What do you mean?
I'm asking what entitles you to your life.
The fact that I was fertilized.
The fact that you were
fact
born?
that I'm here.
Which one? Which fact? The birth, the conception.
All of it.
They all establish that?
Well, yeah, because people at different phases.
Yeah, let's go at conception. Now, what establishes your right to life at conception?
You are a fertilized egg, which makes you a human being.
Why does being a human being entitle you to your life?
Because all human beings, all life deserve a chance.
What's the argument for that?
All life deserves
That's
a
the
chance.
claim I want an argument for, Frank. What's the argument for this?
That's my argument for that.
I want an argument for the claim you just said that all life deserves a chance. Why should I accept that all life deserves a chance?
Well, because you're a good person in that point.
Well, yeah, you're just
mean?
assuming that a good person would do this thing you're calling good, but you need an argument to prove that it is good before you can say that. Begging the question.
No, I don't need that's proving a negative. No, I don't.
You don't need an argument for the fucking claim you made?
You're asking me to prove a negative.
I'm not asking you to prove a negative. I'm asking you for the argument that why is it the case that life deserves a chance to live? What's the argument for that? That's a positive claim by you that you made just now. I want to.
Because life is precious and it deserves a chance to flourish.
What's the argument that it deserves a chance? You said because it's precious. Why does precious?
Because it deserves a chance to flourish. Because that is what that is the cycle of here for.
Oh, because it's natural is the argument. It's now natural to allow people to live. That's the argument. Now it's natural that things die. Oh, I can list. Not only can I rattle off a list of things you'd probably think is immoral that are very natural. I mean that's just also a fallacy, right? It's called the naturalistic fallacy.
Okay, you're just disingenuous, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, good throw step in the air, bro. You're like, no, stop.
Because you're being completely disingenuous.
I identified a logical fallacy at the time.
You're not identifying anything.
Remember when I
have
identified
answered your question repeatedly, and every time I answer your question, you.
Really, Frank? What I just say to you? Let's see who is listening.
Oh, I stopped listening to you already.
I grant that. Now, is it that what was my last point I made, Frank? What really sifted you over the edge of the boat? What made you say, you know what, I'm done? What was it that I said?
The fact that you keep every time I answer you, you change it to I told you when it's wrong, when it's okay to unalive somebody in the case of defense, and you change the argument to something. Once I answer that, you change it to something else. Once I answer that, you change it to something. You keep changing your argument. You keep moving the goalposts to try to fit your narrative, and it's honestly tedious and annoying. If you want to have, as I asked you previously, if you want to have a good faith debate, we can have a good faith debate, but that's not what you're doing. You're trying to be an argumentative, and you're trying to move the goalposts into making you seem like you're intelligent.
My interlocutors arguing with me in this debate.
And you don't like them, so therefore it's wrong. It's boring, it's tedious, and it's in bad faith. If you want to have a good, you can have a good faith, but you're not being good faith.
Yeah, Frank, you just told me that I'm bad faith because I'm arguing with you in the debate. That's what you just said.
You're not. You don't argue in a debate. You debate in a debate. You're being argumentative. There's a difference.
What's an argument? Do you even know what it is?
Finding an argument for you. That's not what we're here to discuss.
Ask for definition, not an argument.
I don't care what your definition.
So, by the way, one of the sure tell signs that someone is not very smart is they don't know the difference between an argument and an example.
I know the difference between an argument and an example. I just choose not to answer you right now because you're being disingenuous. Every time I answer you, you move.
I don't believe you because every single time I've asked you for an argument, you give me an example.
I don't care.
Your
opinion does not matter to me in that sense.
If you want to
have a discussion, we can have a discussion.
Clearly, you are not interested in what other people think about you, bro. Clearly, we know, bro.
Oh, I don't. I'm an American. I don't give a shit what you think about me.
I believe you, bro. I believe you. You have no interest in any perception right now.
No, one bit.
Yeah, no, we can tell.
I'm retarded. You can think whatever you want. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever. We can have a good debate. We can have a good faith debate. We can have a conversation.
I mean, if you abstract
but your opinion of me does not matter to me at all. Because your opinion of me only matters. Your opinion only of me is only relevant online.
I was not English.
Because you have this opinion in real life.
What are you talking? I wouldn't have the opinion that you're a moron in real life.
You have the opinion, but you wouldn't have the balls to say it.
I'm calling you a moron right now. What are you talking about?
Right, and you're safely hidden behind a computer screen.
Oh yeah, let me get this straight. So Mr. Violence over here, he's like, I can
I'm
only
not
say
being
the stupid
violent.
things
In
as
no
a
way, shape, or form am I a violent person.
You don't think I would call you a
I'm just
moron
simply
to your
saying
face?
that you would not say that to my face because that's
That you're
how
a moron?
the people work in this
Why would
day
I
and
not
age.
call you a moron to your face?
You know why?
Why?
Because you would get slapped for it.
You're a brute and you can't think with your head?
You're right. I am absolutely a brute. Like if
You're
I
a
called you
fucking
a moron in real
irrational
life,
ape. Holy
you
shit.
would probably slap me
Wait, you're
as
an
well.
irrational ape. Oh my god, you're unable to regulate yourself? You can't
No,
control
I'm
yourself?
absolutely able to
You can't
regulate
control your
myself.
temper? You prone to
I
violence
am
because you're low
absolutely able to
level?
control my temper. You're trying to rile me up just like they were earlier, and I haven't taken the bait one time yet.
You've taken the
You
bait
guys keep trying to rile
every
me,
single
and
time,
no
by the
point
way.
have I taken the
Each
bait.
and every single time you've taken the bait.
No, you assume I'm angry for what, but
This is like when the fish thinks it's fucking eating food when it's in the fucking hook. That's you.
do what?
There's dimensions of which you cannot comprehend, Frank, and that's because of who you are, because you're a moron.
You're right. And
I know.
you only have the balls to say that online. If we were face to
You
face, you
said
wouldn't
I'm
say that.
right? You say I'm right?
Right.
Yeah, I
because
am a
I told
fucking
you I
moron.
don't care about
Yeah,
what
I
you
am a
think of
fucking
me.
fish. Yeah, I am.
Because I already told you I don't care what you think. So therefore, I will say you're right
Holy shit.
because I don't care
You
what
need
you
to
think.
hit. You
Your
need to hit
opinion
the
doesn't
mental
matter.
lab, bro. You need to flex your mental muscle instead.
Oh, my mental muscles are just fine.
No, they're not.
You're not
Your
wrong.
mental muscle, your multiple
Every time I
mental
answer your
muscles.
question, you don't like the answer. You
Your
change the
collection
answer.
of mental
You change the
muscles are all
goalposts.
fine.
You change the goalposts
Each of your mental
repeatedly.
muscles. Can you give me an example of a mental muscle you have, Frank? Can you name two?
Can you give me an example of what mental muscles you have?
Oh my god, you're so fucking.
Hey, we're gonna use the back and forth. Let's do it. You keep asking these
It's
roundabout
alright. It's
questions
alright.
and
It's
changing
alright,
the goals.
Frank.
Let's
It's
do it.
alright, bro. It's alright.
Well, what's your mental muscles? Come on. You asked the question. What's the mental
What's your
muscles?
mental muscles, Divinity?
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Wait,
Settle, you
yeah,
can't answer the
Frank.
question.
So Liam asks you a question, and then you answer the question by asking him the same question.
I asked you a question to mock you because it's something you said, and then you asked me the question as if I'm being serious.
Right, and I asked it back to mock you.
So you're mocking.
for
In
tat.
fact, you're mocking yourself in turn.
Yeah, because I'm not offended like that. I can mock
Well,
myself.
I'm not offended like that. Oh my god, you're fucking pathetic. Jesus, Frank. Hey, Frank, good job. Good job, man. Yeah, I mind, but go ahead.
Congratulations.
Wow, really, I'm really happy for you. Okay, sorry, my ex-girlfriend, she wants a foot up, so I'll be right back.
All right, Frank. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, let's hear what kind of a dumbass question you got.
Whoa, that was like really hostile. I barely started speaking
Because
yet.
everybody else on here has been completely hostile because they don't like my answers.